A presentation of the day, and we're going to learn about top-load cartoning. So basically we're going to form it, pack it, and close it with ADCO's range of top-load cartoning. My name is Colin Warrens, and I am the Director of Sales, Engineering, and Project Management here at ADCO. I've been here 25 years and worked in just about every department in the facility. ADCO is located here in Sanger, California. We have a 100,000 square foot manufacturing facility and around 160 employees. And here at ADCO, we manufacture just about 98% of everything you see here, other than the purchase parts. It's all made here in-house. So today we're going to talk about top-load cartoning. So one of the big benefits of top-load cartoning is that you load the carton once, whereas with say a horizontal cartoning system, like an auto-load system, you have to load an in-feed conveyor, and then the machine will push the product into the carton. So in effect, you're loading the product twice. Whereas with top load, you put the product into the top of the carton once, and then you close it up and you're good to go. Another benefit of top load cartoning is you have a much larger opening to place the product in. Whereas with an end load carton, you have a very small opening. Top load, you have the complete top side of the carton to place the product in, which makes it a real big benefit for doing robotic product loading. Now when it comes to top-load cartons, there's a couple different styles. The carton you see here is what we call a lock carton. That's where the carton has locking flaps that engage with each other to form the base of the carton. Other cartons, like this one here, have glue flaps. So we'll use hot melt glue to form the carton into the base. And then in some situations you'll have a fold-over locking system where you're folding flaps over and locking to form the base, just like that. On a top-load system, there's multiple pieces of equipment. You're going to have a carton former that's going to form the cartons. You're going to have a packing conveyor where the operators will pack the product, or you'll have a robotic system or some other form of automatic product handling to get the product into the carton. And then you'll have a tri-seal closer, generally, that will close the top flap, seal the front, and then you have to either transfer the carton 90 degrees or you rotate it 90 degrees, and you're going to apply the glue to seal the carton. And then when it's done, it looks virtually identical to a horizontal or vertical end load carton. It's just that the end flaps are configured a little differently than you'd normally find with an end load carton. Some other benefits of top-load cartoning. The blanks are supplied as flat blanks. So generally you can fit 50% or more blanks into the same space as pre-glued end-load cartons, which saves a lot of money when it comes to shipping and also storage at your facility. Basically you can get away with half the storage if you're running top-load cartons. Also, you're going to save a lot of money on these flat blanks because the carton supplier just cuts them out and stacks them up and ships them out to you, whereas with an end load carton, they also have to go through the side seam gluing process. Generally, flat cartons will age a little bit longer than end load cartons because we're not pre-breaking any scores, so the scores really are what they are. So the next thing I want to discuss with you is ADCO's latest innovation, and that's 3D printed carton forming tooling. Carton forming tooling can be pretty complicated, and it involves a lot of machining, but ADCO has been utilizing and refining 3D printed tooling to create our forming tooling fixtures probably for about the last year. This isn't your home style, layer by layer filament 3D printing. This is an SLA laser sintered nylon, so it's very durable. It's designed for a production environment. It's solid, it's not hollow in the middle, and it's basically made by laser sintering layers of powder into the shapes that you see here. And the cool thing is we can use that laser sintering process to really make whatever we want. In these tooling, you can't see it here, but you'll see up close that We're actually laser printing, or we're not even great engraving. It's part of the forming process. We're entering the part numbers here. There's center line marks in the tooling, which help for setup. We've even printed the ADCO logo onto the parts. And the cool thing is these parts can be dyed any color we want. So we can color code the change parts. In this case, the forming tooling has been dyed black. Normally the tooling would come out white. So we can do black, red, blue, yellow. So if you have multiple sizes, you can color code them for easy refinement and for changeover process. So now I want to demonstrate a couple videos for you. The first up is going to be an introduction to top-load carton formers, where we're going to discuss our AF lock former, our AFC glue shuttle former, and our CF series former that can run both glue and lock. So let's transition to those videos right now, and we'll see you back in a minute. This is our 3-head AFH carton former that uses a pick and place geometry to pick the blanks and place them onto the forming cavities where the mandrels plunge through the cartons, locking them into a tri-seal top-load carton. It's another application. In this case, it's a 2-head carton former. Cartons are ejected from the mandrels with air eject onto a lugged outfeed conveyor. This machine is our 2-head AFC glue style carton former. The C stands for caboose for those that know. Blanks are placed onto the shuttle, driven past the glue guns and into the forming cavities. And the carton mandrels plunge the blank through the folding plows and compress them. This particular machine is using our new 3D printed forming tooling to minimize setup and adjustment and also reduce the forming tooling weight. Here you can see the cartons being dropped down onto the lugged outfeed conveyor for transfer to the product loading area. This is another AFC shuttle former. In this case, it's forming a top load tray that's used for a bullet manufacturer. You'll notice the forming tools are staggered. The customer requested that we supply them with a special dual conveyor outfeed system to help them optimize their product packing and loading. The machine here is our CF600 single head carton former with the control arc forming geometry. We pick the carton and drive it up a belt into the forming cavity. This machine can run either lock or glue cartons in both paperboard and chipboard. This machine also features our 3D printed forming tooling. It's another CF machine. This is the 1200 series, which is the 2-head design. This machine is our special high-speed version that cycles above 60 strokes a minute. Also features our 3D printed forming tooling. In this case, it's a lock style carton, and we're actually running the carton cover leading as opposed to trailing, which is common. So once your cartons have been formed and the product's been loaded, now you have to go into a carton closer. And ADCO makes a couple different versions of tri-seal carton closers. Our 16B lug closer, our RAC rack lugless closer, and our SLC straight line lugless closer. Let's watch a few top-load tri-seal closer application videos now. Thank you. This is our 16B lugged right angle closer. It's a mechanical machine that features a flag indexing system. And then it uses lugs to drive the cartons through the machine and make sure that they're squared up properly. It's a great machine. A lot of plants like them because they're mechanical. There's no servos on the machine, which some facilities struggle with. Next up is our RAC or rack 120 right angle tri-seal carton closer. Cycles up to 120 cartons a minute. Uses compression conveyors in the primary and secondary section to drive cartons through the machine, and uses servo powered lugs to transfer the cartons 90 degrees. Here's another RAC. The machine has a vacuum infeed system to meter the cartons into the machine. And it's just a really cool machine to watch in action. This is our SLC. It's a straight line closer. Instead of being right angle, the whole machine is in one line. Uses the same concept as a rack, but in the instead of transferring the carton 90 degrees, we rotate it 90 degrees with a bump turn, and then we use servo-powered lugs to square the carton up before entering the secondary closing section. So that's ADCO's range of tri-seal carton closers. And one point I want to make too, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave a question in the chat stream on our YouTube channel. And if we've got time at the end, we can answer those. Next up, we're going to head into and show you our 18TS. That's our top seal carton closer. Some top load cartons we actually run as an end load carton, but we stand them up on edge and we close the top of the carton much like we would on a vertical machine. And that's really important for big boxes like the wine bag and boxes where we need to run that carton vertically and we'll seal on the top. So let's watch a few 18TS applications now. This is our 18TS top seal carton closer. It's a mechanical machine designed to close the top of, we'll call it traditional cartons, not your tri-seal style cartons, but cartons with conventional end flaps on them. It especially handles oversized cartons really well, like these wine cartons here. Uses hot melt glue to close the cartons. Next 18TS is very similar in nature, but instead of hot melt glue for closing the cartons, we're using a tab lock tuck closing system. As you can see, these are heavy duty corrugated cartons, and the product inside them are auto parts, and generally they can weigh anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds. And this machine will run up to 60 cartons per minute. So that was a look at our conventional paperboard and some corrugated top load formers and closers. We also make a range of corrugated specific carton formers. We call these the CTF style machines. And these run the blanks in a vertical orientation. So as opposed to running horizontal, we'll stack them in the magazine vertically, transfer them down, and then we'll have a horizontal plunger that forms them into the tray or blank. So let's watch some CTF applications now. This is our CTF 470 VF corrugated tray former. You'll note the blanks are oriented vertically, and then we feed them down to the mandrel. The horizontally mounted servo-powered mandrel forms these blanks into corrugated trays and compresses them. This is a cool application that we made for a sporting good manufacturer. The unique blanks here are designed to hold sporting equipment, balls, footballs, basketballs, volleyballs. The blanks are formed into the unique shape, and then downstream the operators insert the sporting equipment and then fold the blank around the ball and lock the edges. It's another cool application. It's a corrugated tray with locking end walls as opposed to using glue to form it into shape. Note the special folding sequence that we do in the forming cavity here. So there you go. There's your brief introduction to ADCO's range of top load cartoning and tray forming. Once again, on behalf of everyone at ADCO, I'd like to join you for coming to this demonstration. Also, we want to give a special shout out and thank you to our veterans out there. We really respect and honor everything that you've done for our country and for our freedom. So thank you once again, and we hope you have a great day. And don't forget to head over to the ADCO Pack Expo Connect site and engage with one of our sales personnel. If you've got any questions or comments about top load packaging or any of our other forms of cartoning or product handling out there, we look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day. Thank you.